The Mayan people are an indigenous people with a rich culture in Central America ancient times. These people were widely settled in regions such as Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. The Mayan civilization existed over a period of time from 2000 BC to 1500 AD. During this time, the Mayan people built a highly developed civilization and achieved significant achievements in many fields. The history of the Mayan people has a deep history dating back to 2000 BC. During this period, Mayan communities spread throughout various parts of Central America, including present-day Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. To these communities, whose first settlements consisted of small villages, over time adapted to a settled life by switching to an economy based on agriculture. The Maya civilization began to evolve into a more complex social, cultural, and political structure around 1000 BC. During this period, the Mayan people made significant advances in agriculture and technology and created their own food sources by growing products such as rice, beans, corn, potatoes, and various types of fruits. Between 300 and 900 BC, the Maya civilization experienced its golden age. During this period, they established large cities and built complex structures and achieved great success in the fields of trade and art. Cities such as Tikal, Palenque, and Calakmul are brimming with ostentatious temples, palaces, and astronomical observatories. However, starting around 900 BC, the Maya civilization mysteriously began to decline. Many cities were abandoned during this period, and scientists have difficulty fully understanding the reasons behind this collapse. A combination of factors such as climate changes, soil erosion, internal conflicts, and political instability may have contributed to the collapse of the Maya civilization. After the collapse of the Mayan civilization, the indigenous peoples in this region encountered Spanish colonialism, and the Mayan culture underwent a different evolution as a result of this interaction. Today, archaeological excavations and scientific studies help us better understand the rich history and cultural heritage of the Mayan people. Maya society had a broad social class structure, allowing for a clear separation of different layers of society. The highest class was the king and the royal family. Kings were considered religious leaders, and their political power was largely built on this religious leadership. The royal family enjoyed wealth and privilege and played an influential role in the governance of society, often in alliance with other nobles. The nobility consisted of rulers, priests, and warriors appointed by the crown. This class played an important role in the religious and political life of the society. Nobles were often privately educated and took on the responsibility of preserving and advancing the cultural heritage of the society. Among the lower classes were farmers, artisans, and slaves. Farmers were responsible for producing basic food sources and farming land. Artisans had skills such as handicrafts, pottery making, and stone carving, and these skills became important trades in Mayan society. Slaves were generally chosen from among prisoners of war or debtors and were generally employed in heavy labor. The Mayan social structure ensured the functioning of society by maintaining a balance in which each class had specific roles and responsibilities. However, since this structure also included class distinctions, it may have caused some social tensions. Features of the Maya social structure played a decisive role both in the organization of daily life and in the conduct of religious rituals and ceremonies. The Mayan culture, with its rich and complex social structure, has gained an important place in the history of Central America. The religious beliefs and mythology of the Mayan people formed a fundamental part of their culture. The Mayan religion placed great emphasis on natural phenomena, the sky and the events of daily life. Deities, ritual dances, sacrifices, and religious ceremonies were an integral part of the lifestyle and daily rituals of the Mayan society. At the heart of Mayan mythology is a series of legends about natural phenomena and the creation of human life. These myths include stories starring gods and heroic figures. The Popol Vuh is an important written work of Mayan mythology and tells the story of creation, detailing the relationships of gods and humans. Mayan religious practices took place in temples, pyramids, and other sacred sites. In these places, priests conducted various rituals to communicate with the gods and appease their anger. Ritual dances, songs, and special religious dresses were an essential part of these ceremonies. An important element in the religious life of the Mayan people was astronomy. Observatories, solar calendars, and stargazing were used to determine the Maya community's agricultural calendar and plan religious festivals. This deep interest in the sky formed the basis of Mayan mythology and religious practices. Additionally, Mayan religious beliefs included life after death. According to the belief in the afterlife, the dead passed to the other world in their graves prepared with special ceremonies. These beliefs were intended to keep the memories of the dead alive, as it was believed that the spirits of the dead influenced and guided the survivors. Maya religion and mythology still arouse great interest today, constituting one of the cornerstones of their culture. These rich and complex belief systems help us delve deeper into the ancient Mayan civilization, allowing us to better understand their world. The Mayan people placed great emphasis on agriculture. They grew corn, beans, peppers, and various fruits. Hunting and fishing were also important sources of income. In trade, they had intense interaction with neighboring regions, especially with products such as coffee, salt, cocoa, and precious stones. The Mayan civilization suffered a mysterious collapse of many cities during the period from 900 BC to 1500 AD. The reasons for this collapse include climate changes, soil erosion, internal conflicts, and political turmoil. However, the exact reasons are still unclear, and this period is known as a mysterious chapter of the Mayan civilization. The history and culture of the Mayan people is a subject that still attracts the attention of researchers and historians today. Their heritage, art, writing systems, and mathematical achievements ensure that they are remembered as one of the most impressive civilizations of the ancient world.
So, are you hearing about the Mayan society for the first time? Don't forget to subscribe and like